They're out on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beatsis is singing White Balls Fight. The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and it is officially football time in Tennessee. No more countdowns, no more wait and see. Tomorrow, Fall Camp 2022 kicks off. So many questions, so many things that I'm excited about in year two of the Josh Heupel era. Can this defense take a step? Can they get after the quarterback a little bit better? What does the linebacking unit look like? Look, they lost a lot of leaders on both sides of the ball, particularly defense. You lost a guy in Matthew Butler. He was the leader of that defensive line unit, but then you go to the secondary, Alontae Taylor off to the NFL. So many questions, so many things that I'm excited to see what it looks like, and it all starts tomorrow. Fall camp kicks off tomorrow. Like I said, I'm done with the countdowns, the wait and sees. You know, some people say, Boogie, why are you talking about this? Why are you speculating? Why are you making videos and talking about prediction? Because I love this football team. I love this football program. I have no problem talking about it 12 months out of the year, talking about it in July. Anytime you guys want to sit down and talk about Tennessee football, I feel like that's what I was put on this earth to do, is talk Tennessee football with you guys. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about some things that I'm excited to watch throughout fall camp. Before we do that, make sure you do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just below the video. Quick, free, easy. You guys know the deal. It helps the channel. Just hit that little thumbs up. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. This is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Let's just jump right into it. What is the number one thing that I'm looking forward to this fall camp? Who am I going to have my eye on? Surprisingly, it starts on the offensive side of the ball. And yes, I have all the confidence in the world that Josh Heupel is going to get more out of these wide receivers than any other coach in the country. That's how much confidence I have in this offensive scheme. We saw it all year long. We saw guys running wide open. What kind of changes does Josh Heupel make in year two? You can go look at quarterback production throughout his career as a football coach. Quarterback production always jumps in year two, and Hendon Hooker going into 2022 is the known starter. He knows this is his football team. I'm excited to see if he can make a jump, but also he needs help from those wide receivers, and that's one of the things I'm going to be keeping my eye on throughout this fall camp. Bru McCoy, first and foremost, does he get eligible? Does he get eligible? And I think he's got a few hurdles to clear, but I feel confident that he's going to be able to clear those hurdles, and I think he will be eligible, and he will be participating in fall camp. But what does Bru McCoy really look like? If we signed the number one athlete in the class of 22, we would all be ecstatic. We would be excited to see if they could contribute as a true freshman. But you're talking about a guy that was the number one athlete in the class of 2019, a guy that went off to Texas, didn't like it, came back to USC, played 1 year of football in the 3 years he was on campus. He's got a lot of offseason baggage. Does a change of scenery do Bru McCoy good? Is he still a top athlete? We're going to find out. And that is a huge question mark, because I think Cedric Tillman's going to be productive. I think Cedric Tillman is going to do what he does. We saw him do it against the best defenses in college football. We saw him do it against Georgia, Alabama, the who's who. It wasn't just the mop-up games. It wasn't just against South Carolina and Missouri. No, it was against the elite defenses in the SEC. Cedric Tillman's going to ball out, but he's going to need some help. He's going to need to be able to keep guys off of him. You can't just go in expecting Cedric Tillman to take over this offense. And it starts with Bru McCoy, who's going to be on the opposite side outside of Cedric Tillman. But on top of that is Jalen Hyatt. Did Jalen Hyatt truly put in the work? You know, we've heard all the talk. That's all we can really cover on this channel throughout the offseason is talk. And that's what we've discussed. Is Jalen Hyatt, the talk is that he's put in the work. The talk is that as a sophomore, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And midway through the season, he went to Velus Jones, an upperclassman, and said, what do I need to do? and he's been praised for that. You're talking about a guy that was more productive in Jeremy Pruitt's offense than Josh Heupel's. It makes no sense to me. As a true freshman, he had 20 catches, 276 yards during a COVID season with less games, and also had 2 touchdowns. Last year, 21 catches, 226 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Can Jalen Hyatt truly take that next step? Because I think if you have a guy in the slot that can stretch the field, you're only going to open up this offense even more. Look what Velus Jones did last year. After he made that move from the outside to the inside, that's when this offense really started to click and really started to produce. So I want to see what these wide receivers look like, what these wide receivers can do heading into this second year. And again, quarterback play, I'm not concerned about. Hendon Hooker's going to ball out. Obviously, you got to stay healthy. That's when you talk about predictions and what you expect going into a season, you've always got to stay healthy. Guys are going to get beat up, banged up. It's the SEC. That's what happens. Probably the next biggest, maybe Co. The 2 biggest things that I'm watching outside of the receivers is the secondary. And the main reason for the secondary is we have no idea what we're getting. The secondary was almost like the linebacking unit last season. Completely beat up. Guys missed all of the spring. We just didn't really get an idea of what this secondary is going to look like. But if I told you just flying blind, you didn't know it was Tennessee, you didn't know who the players were. If I told you that a football team was returning 2 veteran safeties that accounted for every start over the last 2 seasons outside of 3 games, these 2 guys did not start, you would have some confidence, right? Surely you would have some confidence. Going into year 3, these 2 guys have been at the safety position for 3 years. Trayvon Flowers and Jalen McCullough, it's time to put up or shut up. It's the money year. It's time you go out, you prove yourself, you earn your way into the league. Trayvon Flowers, similar to Jalen Hyatt's a guy that's got a lot of praise from this coaching staff throughout the offseason. Does it translate into on-field play? Outside of that, what does this secondary even look like? A guy, Christian Charles, sophomore kid, he's a guy that we thought could maybe push for some playing time at safety. He got some work at corner throughout the spring because, again, everybody was beat up, banged up. Is Christian Charles a guy that can make an impact at the corner position? What about Kamal Haddon, redshirt junior? Can he make an impact at corner? I think the corner position is wide open. I think at safety, you're going to see Trayvon Flowers. You're going to see Jalen McCullough. We're going to ride or die with those 2 guys. But the corner position is wide open. Warren Burrell, just similar to what I said about the safeties. Put up or shut up. I could see Warren Burrell spending his senior season on the bench. Who ends up at that star position? I like Brandon Turnage. I like Brandon Turnage at the star position, and I've said it multiple times on this channel, what he did the week that Theo Jackson was out. I think he can thrive in that star position, but are you as a program better off to play Brandon Turnage on the outside and play a guy like Danico Slaughter in the star position? Again, it's something that I'm excited to watch and see how it plays out. Can Kamal Haddon get on the field? What about Dee Williams? He's a guy that really I've not talked enough about on this channel. The JUCO transfer. Dee Williams got a lot of hype, a lot of buzz behind that kid. Can he make an impact on the outside? It is truly going to be a position battle this fall because we have no idea what this secondary is going to look like. So it's going to be interesting to see who's taking what reps, who's getting the praise from the coaching staff, who's taking that next step. Going to keep an eye on that secondary in addition to the wide receivers. Lastly, the last position group I want to talk about is the defensive line, particularly the edge rushers. And I know we can sit here and we can talk about Latrell Bumpus. Can he stay healthy on the inside? Is Aubrey Solomon, who's going to, Big Elijah Simmons, is he going to take a step? Who's going to make the impact on the inside? We could talk about that. I like Deshaun Terry to step up and have a big year. But I'm putting 2 guys on blast at the edge position, and that's Tyler Barron and BY. They've got to do a better job getting after the quarterback. This is a football team that found themselves in a lot of 3rd and longs, and they failed. Their third down defensive percent, absolutely atrocious on 3rd down defense. We're talking about a team that was up at the top of the country in tackles for loss, and what that equivalates is it ends up being some 3rd and longs, 3rd and Chavis, if you will. And Tennessee couldn't get off the field because they could not get any type of pressure with a 4-man front. And I saw that BY just recently tweeted out, and said it's a money year. It's the money year. Well, go prove it, BY. I'm behind you, kid. I'm pulling for you. Can Tennessee get after the quarterback, particularly at the edge position? Because, again, on the inside, we can talk about it too, but I'm putting a lot of pressure on these edge guys. Byron Young and Tyler Barron have to be SEC caliber edge rushers. They got to get after the quarterback. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Those are the three position groups that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. The wide receiver position, the secondary, and then also the edge rushing position. What are you excited to see this fall? There's a lot of other things that I'm excited about. I'm excited to see, hopefully, a healthy Jabari Small. I'm excited to see Juwan Mitchell. Is he truly buying in? Can Juwan Mitchell and Jeremy Banks get it done at the linebacking position? What does Hendon Hooker look like? What does this offense look like? Do we see a little bit more quarterback run? Do we see the offense open up just a little bit? A lot to be excited about. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. As always, do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out our merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Tons of new designs. Go check them out. Now's the time to grab these. Beat Bama, beat Florida, beat Georgia. You guys know you want to rep those during the season, particularly Kentucky's daddy. We're not going to talk about beating Kentucky. We're going to let them know that we are their daddy. Go check out the merchandise again, bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. All the links are in the description below. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You always show love to this channel. We are very, very appreciative of that. It's time, boys. It is football time in Tennessee. Fall camp kicks off tomorrow. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.